charity shop town review.
And today we're in Gravesend, which is located in northwest Kent. In Gravesend there were 7 different charity shops, which means it is now joint first with Dartford. But getting into our first charity shop, which is this RSPCA charity shop. But the first thing I see was a sale rail, so I headed over, but it was pretty obvious why all of that stuff was on the sale rail, because it was all pretty dry. So I headed over to the men's section, and there was quite a big men's section in this RSPCA shop. There was this quite cool Batman shirt, which if it was on a tag, I might have considered picking it up, but where it was a printed tag, I gave it a miss. There was also this striped shirt that reminded me of a certain film, but I spotted this Ralph Lauren polo shirt, which was only £2.50. It was a XXL though, so I was slightly put off. The max I normally like to go is XL, but I thought for £2.50, considering I sold an XL one before for £10, and that one had quite a few bleach marks, and after inspecting this one for a little while, I found no marks on this one. So I decided to make a purchase on that item, and we cut out of that charity shop. I'll show you all the items that I picked up when we go through the town's rating. But literally 2 or 3 doors down, I think it was, we hit this Oxfam shop. There was a couple bods all stood around the door, so I wasn't really too sure if I was meant to go in. I don't know if it was like hitting capacity, you know what I mean? We headed over to arguably the smallest men's section I think I've ever seen in any charity shop I've ever been in. It was so small, this little rail was it. And as well, with it being the smallest men's selection, it was arguably the deadest men's selection I've ever seen as well. It was all just literally long sleeve shirts. I think there was 1 or 2 t-shirts on there as well. Literally nothing of interest at all. I just went to look at the records just to make it worth my time even going in there. But after I did that, we cut out of there pretty quick. Cool, what was that? It's a like button. If you haven't already clicked the like button for this video, please do. It'd be so appreciated. It really helps this video out so much. But then once again, literally another 2 or 3 doors down, we hit this British Heart Foundation shop. 3 charity shops on one road. You can't complain about that. But in there was blue hand sanitizer. Blue hand sanitizer, what's the point of making it blue? I thought that was a little weird. Maybe it's there to make it stand out. Who knows? But this charity shop had a huge men's selection, about 3 or 4 big rails that were fully packed with stock. There was this Toy Story tee, which was the first item I come across. If it was like an original Toy Story t-shirt, I might have gone for it. Where it was from Toy Story 4, which means it's quite new, I weren't really feeling that. Then I see this cool like vintage Umbro t-shirt. It was on quite an old Umbro tag, but it looked pretty beat up, and as well it was £3.50. Maybe if it was like £1 or something like that, I might have considered it, but for £3.50, considering the condition, I gave that a hard miss. There was a couple of other sick Fruit of the Loom tees in there, and as well there was this sick Puma t-shirt. I don't know if that cracking on the t-shirt was intentional, but it was cracked pretty badly. Above all the clothes, there were these sick laceless Predator boots. They were like £45, which really isn't too bad considering I think they were like the high-end boots. If they were my size, I might have considered picking them up. But not gonna lie, they kind of look like flippers, so I gave them a little bit of a miss. And as well, them Nike shoes next to it, they were quite cool. I considered picking them up, but I think they were quite expensive. There was quite a few sick pieces in that shop really, but nothing worth my time, so we cut out of there. Then we hit this Age UK shop, which was quite a big shop. It was only really quite big because of how long it was. It went down for time, but there was quite a big men's section in this shop as well. There was this Nike t-shirt, which I couldn't figure out if it was just a really old Nike t-shirt or if it was a fake Nike t-shirt. Either way, it was like £3.50, so it weren't worth my time, especially if it was fake. It definitely wouldn't have been worth my time. Then I see this black YSL polo shirt. I didn't really know how much these were worth, so I gave it a little search on my Depop to see what other people kind of listing them up for. People were only listing them up for about £15 to £20, and this one was up there for like £4, and a lot of people had them on sale as well, which isn't always a good sign, and I weren't really feeling paying £4 for something that was going to sit for a little while, which I wasn't going to make too much money on. Then there was this sick embroidered vest, which originally I thought it was a t-shirt. The embroidering that was on the front was literally just what was on the tag, just blown up. Really, it was quite a sick piece. I should have just picked it up really just to kind of seen how it would have got on my Depop. I think it would have done quite well considering we were on the lead up to summer, and as well it might have been a good like layering piece for someone. All I do in these videos is just regret things that I don't pick up. And as well, to add to the list of things that I regret not picking up from charity shops, this sweatshirt joins that. It was quite a sick design on this sweatshirt, and as well it wasn't even that much. I think it was like £3. And as well, I think it would have fit me. Even if it didn't, I think it would have sold very well on my Depop. So we ended up cutting out of that shop. I wish I would have picked up that vest and that sweatshirt now, but oh well, what can you do about it? I've just got to hope that it's there maybe next time when I go, but I highly doubt that. But then across the road was this quite big cancer research shop which had quite a big men's section. But the only thing is, the men's section was quite big, but there was barely any stock actually in it. I think all of that stock on them rails you probably could have condensed down from 4 rails to about 2. But I thought this Peter Griffin off-duty dad t-shirt was quite cool from there. There was also this Paco polo shirt that I see. I googled these in my Depop as well, and these were selling for like £8. So I gave it a miss, but I thought the tag on it was quite cool. But there was a pretty dry selection in that shop, so we cut out of there quite quick. Then I come across this Mary shop which I had to wait outside for, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't have to wait outside for too long. This was one of them shops that are only allowed 2 people in, but once I did end up getting inside, they had quite a big men's section which was actually quite packed up full of stock. But I come across these Kappa shoes which I thought looked really cool. I probably would have actually considered picking them up for personal if they were slightly better colour, and as well if they were slightly cheaper. They were like £20, which I thought was kind of steep considering a shoe like that probably would have retailed for about that. I got so gassed as well for a second. I thought I see one of them Guess stripy t-shirts, and then I see it said good vibes instead of Guess, and the vibes after that were not good. They were the complete opposite. And then the next tee along that I see, I thought it was a Stone Island tee for half a second, and then I see the tag, and then instantly I knew it wasn't a Stone Island tee. I didn't even have to look at any of the other tags. But there was nothing really too else in this charity shop at all, so we cut out of there. And then as I was walking down the high street, I see this Eleanor charity shop, but as with the Dartford Eleanor charity shop, it was shut. Does anyone know what's going on with the Eleanor charity shops? If you do, please let me know in the comments. It'd be very much appreciated. But that was the last charity shop in Gravesend. The only pickup that we did get was this white Ralph Lauren polo shirt from the RSPCA shop. Once again, the RSPCA shops are out here coming through. I would say the RSPCA shops are probably the shops that I have the most success in out of all of them. But getting on to doing the charity shop town review, I'm going to rate it over 5 different categories, which are the coolness of the charity shops, the pricing of the stock, the actual stock that the charity shops had, parking, and as well the general all over area of the town. To start off with the coolness of the charity shops, I'm going to give it a 4. They were literally just your bang average shops. There were literally nothing special about them at all. But to get on to the pricings, I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. The pricings were pretty solid all the way round. There were no real times that were like extortionate amount of money for what it was. That YSL polo was a little bit pricey, but it was YSL, so it is kind of justified. And then for the stock in the charity shops, I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. There was quite a good variety of stock. A lot of items that I did consider picking up, but there were 2 charity shops that the stock were just completely dead in. So actually, I'm going to downgrade that to a 6. And then for the parking, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. You had to pay for parking. It was only £1.50, which was a little hefty for an hour, but the car park was in quite a good position. I didn't have to walk far. And then for the overall area, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It was just a pretty basic town. There was nothing really too special about it at all. But that gives Gravesend an overall score of 27, which means it is currently rock bottom of the leaderboard at the moment, which I think is kind of justified, though it is kind of the worst town that we have been to so far. But that is it for the Gravesend charity shop town review. I really do hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop it a like. Subscribe to my channel to help me hit 1k by the end of the year, and as well to never miss content like this in the future. You'd be absolutely crazy not to subscribe. And as well, comment down below any videos you'd like to see in the future.
Big drop top and I'm rolling, and I told my girl I'ma be up till the morning.